recipe for everybody. And I want you to ask yourself, is that sustainable? To just keep going? Just telling yourself, just another month, it'll be all right. Just push a little harder, it'll be all right. Just hold it together just a little bit longer, and it'll be all right. But underneath all of that, you are tired. And I don't mean spa day tired. I mean soul tired. Something has to change. And then this pattern that you're in is so dangerous to stay in it. If you don't do something, you'll never be able to create that impact that you're here for. You're a piece of the puzzle. Yeah? And if you're staying in fight or flight, just being a server for everything and knowing you're supposed to do more, then you are not part of the puzzle and you're going to stay trapped in there. Yeah, it's not a good place to stay trapped, right? So you need to leave it. You need to make a plan. You need to stop carrying everything. Okay, so maybe you're thinking, if I could just organize myself just a little bit better, I'm sure I've got this. But it's not a productivity problem that you've got. I'm sure all of you high capacity women are productive, right? It's a support system problem and an isolation problem. So you don't need to carry a bigger load. You need an ally who's strong enough to interrupt that cycle. So let me take you back to the castle ruins. Because that night, it wasn't a homelessness problem. It was a survival identity. Now, I remember waking up freezing and just saying, am I still going? I was quite surprised. I was 6 stone in a shell suit in the middle of Scotland. Now, I didn't think I was going to wake up. And then I remembered, I can't find the kill switch. I didn't know how to give up. And that relentless determination was my greatest asset until it became self-destructive. Because survival mode is not the same as strategy. So I'm wondering if any of you here are feeling the call that you want to be that puzzle piece that Mary speaks about. You want to take the calling that you have on your heart, but how do you do it when you're surrounded by so many responsibilities and so much to do? Who no longer wants to stay in that space? Who wants to take up that piece of puzzle that God has put on your heart and then walk? Okay, no one. So I'll probably just stop my speech here and I go home. Nobody here? Yay, that's more like it. Okay. So we've got to start functioning with a bit more strategy. And as well, this is a theme all through the day that most of us think well-being is a bolt-on. Well-being is something, when the business is working, I'm going to go to the spa more often. When the children go to bed on time, I'll look after myself. When the husband, I don't know if you have husbands or not, but list the responsibilities. When all of them done, I'll do for me. Yeah? And so I'm going to share with you, actually, that's not on my script. My script is guiding me, but I started creating my space in the back of a cupboard in a hallway where you dump all the shoes, right? I couldn't find any space in my house. Too much chaos, too much work. So what I ended up doing is putting a curtain down and making enough space for me to just pray and be with me. I think someone would call it a war room now. I didn't know at the time, right? So that's how much space it took me. A little cupboard as wide as me. And now I'm multi-award winning and speaking around the world. Yeah? That might not be your path. That might not be the business you're going to do. But you have no excuses now, okay? All right? So we put the excuses down because you could sit in the back of a cupboard and start sorting it out, right? So, so I want to do a little exercise with us. Because I'd like you to feel and see, because I'm a feeler. Yeah. Feel and see how you can create that space. So if you guys stand up. Right, I want you to all take a breath in. Big breath. Permission to breathe deep. Put your hands in front of your heart. And then again, big breath in. And as you're breathing in, reach up. And let your hands go down all the way around to your tummy. And just breathe. Now look in here, in this space. Just imagine stepping into that space that you've created for you. Okay? This is your space. This is where clarity can be built. And when you have clarity, you can then get momentum. Then when you have momentum with strategy, you get results. Yeah? So all of you, if you have a space that's arm wide, you have the space for the change you want. Yeah? And it will expand as you expand. As you learn and make the mistakes and move forward, it's going to expand. And then you'll be maybe fabulously pole dancing. I don't know. So I'll just move this on. You can sit down now. Sorry, ladies. Now, so I want to introduce my integrated success system, right? So basically, if I go over here, the first step to anything is learn, right? If you don't stop in your life, how do you even know who you are anymore? Years have gone by. Things have changed, right? So first you must learn. So when you create that little space inside it, learn who am I today? Where do I want to go? All them questions and curiosity that Mary was sharing. And if I want to go there, what do I need? There's building capacity. So you start to build your capacity in your space of clarity. And then okay, so I need that. Like, Mary, you want to do more speaking. So what do you need to identify how to get into all them gigs? You know, what's your dream? Maybe you don't know yet because you haven't sat enough time to hear yourself and God. Yeah? Sit. Take space. Now, sometimes I know it feels like, well, I ain't got no time for that. And also, like, that's people need me. I need to do stuff. Like, it can feel selfish. It can feel unproductive, just doing nothing, just sitting and breathing, allowing yourself to hear yourself and your intuition, the way God speaks through, however he does to you. Yeah? And then you start building capacity. So imagine you have just a big handbag and you're like, well, I need that. And I think I'll get that. And I need that. And you fill your handbag and you have got a kit ready. So now you got to develop. You got to develop a plan. So now you know where you are. You know where you want to go. And you have all the kit to do it. Now, get your plan together. It's like you're going on a trip. I bet you know how to pack your family's bags. This is your trip, yeah? So then you go and you develop your plan. This bit takes time. Like, you can't rush this bit. And sometimes it feels so annoying because you're like, I want to be over there now, yeah? But you're here, so you can't be over there yet. And this is where God's timing comes in. Ooh, I've had to learn patience. I really have, right? But he does have a plan, and honestly, I was sharing our talk, like how I came to know God, but honestly, I can see now, he knew the beginning from the end, and I had absolutely no idea, right? So you just sit there, make your plan, and then you implement it, and you make mistakes, but that's the part of implementing it, because then you optimize it. So you look at all the mistakes that you think are mistakes, but they're just lessons, yeah? And then you look at all the things that were like, God, that hit so good. That fired me up. That's what I'm supposed to do. And then you dump the stuff that doesn't work and you start implementing and optimizing the plan that did work. Yeah? And then you have sustain. So you sustain it because now you're at a different level. I mean, look, that skinny homeless girl to now being on multiple stages. You know, I couldn't see that back then in my little space in the shoe cupboard. I couldn't see that, you know. But God kept me alive for a reason. And it's to be on these stages to say, like, come on, you're all a piece of the puzzle. You need to enact that beauty. You need to enact that inherent, like, honest to goodness. The Center for Sustainable Action I set up, I was so scared because I knew it was a mighty role, right? And I was too scared to do it. So I've done loads of coaching businesses over here and do this over here because maybe then I'll make enough money to do that over there, but I really don't want to do that over there because I'm scared. Yeah? And then I got a coaching session. And the person was like, why are you not doing that? I had to do it. And now I'm doing it. Oh, I've been so many places with it. Changed so many lives with it because that's what I was meant to do. That's why I didn't die on the streets. Right? You all have that. You all have that. So what is it you're meant to do? And then when you sustain, because now I have a dress designer makes all my dresses, and I feel fabulous when I'm on stage. But before I didn't have that, I got invited to Luxembourg. You know, everybody got money, everybody tailor-made, looking fine. And I had no money. I was like, I call it knicker elasticing. I've never let that out because they say bootstrapping, but I'm not wearing boots, right? So I tailor-made my clothes. So I turn up in Luxembourg and I'm just like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here, you know? So do what it takes. The skills will come, the people will come, what you need will come, and it's absolutely magical. So what I wanted to bring with this model is that we have the two models are research-based, and one is a strategic growth model for business to make sure you build a sustainable, both for you and the environment and society, business, which is my husband. And he's published on Routledge and Wiley. And when I looked at his model, and I always say I read his books because I love him, but my eyes were bleeding because he is so academic, and I'm so not academic. And so basically I learned, actually, when I was in my cupboard, I'd done these steps to get out. And so now we have two models that align your organization and you being sustainable and well. And in the middle is what I call a secret sauce. It's a MEB formula. It's your mind is what you start with. If your mind is not in the place, like if my mind looked at that corner of the cupboard and was like, just chuck some more shoes in it, I wouldn't be here today. But my mind saw a sanctuary of change in the corner of the cupboard. And I took it. My son knew when I'm in there, don't knock, you know? So it's your mind has to be right. And then your environment has to be right. Who are you hanging out with? You know, your environmental tools, like I said, the build capacity. Like, do you have the tools to do what you want to do? Do you have the right environment? And thankfully, your body comes along with you. The body is a regenerative, healing, I don't know, house of God, right? So it gets well. When your mind is well, when your environment is well, and you move forward and you're living on purpose, and you're playing your piece in the big picture, your body comes along with you. You don't have to be thinking about, like, restricting yourself, like I was talking about in Marks and Spencer's looking for Spanx. It's like, why am I trying to restrict myself? You know? Because life is telling us other stuff, and that's your environment. If life is telling you, you know, you need to look like this, do like this, you got all that chatter in your head and you got enough, no space for that. Just ignore it. Just block it out. And you do that by spending time with yourself and, like Mary said, observing your day. Now go sit in your little space and observe, like, where did I act today that's not going to bring me what I need? Yeah? And then you know, okay, I need to change that. I've done that so many times. Oh yeah. So, anybody like my dress? It's from Naroji. She's a fashion designer in Trinidad. Okay, so shout out to Naroji. And this is one thing I've committed to myself. When I'm on stage, I must wear fabulous dresses. Because I'm a woman. I'm not going to try out to come here looking like a man. And so this is an opportunity to be a fabulous woman. Oh, you guys are gorgeous. Own it. And that's what I help 5,000 women do in my pole dance studio. We owned it. I saw women coming in like, and then going out like, you know? I even had a woman who said it was on her bucket list. She was 68. She had thalidomide leg and arthritis. We had her hanging upside down doing intermediate moves. Yeah. Don't give yourself any excuses, because if God meant you to do it, all the resources will come, even if you don't see them. Yeah? So my next journey is I really want to create a program with all the knowledge that I have to help you get inside that space and then build a business that means you don't actually have to be in it all the time because you're busy, right? But it's got the right automation. It's got the right strategy for your visibility so that you stand out as someone who, we should give you money, basically. You want people to give you money for your business, or it's not a business, right? So this is my ask today. I want you to scan the QR code and just give yourself a few minutes to answer my survey. Yeah? Because I want to build this program, and again, we're coming back to, I can't make assumptions. I can't look at you, you beautiful tall lady over there, and know what your life is like. I can't look at anybody in this room and say, I know your life. And so I can't build a strategy that would work if I don't know the reality of what you're living. Yeah? So I would like if you just take the next couple of minutes and just fill this survey out for me. And then I'm going to create a program. I've already got 3 people on it, and I didn't even put it out. So I think it's powered. That gives you the ability, you'll do the work. I'll help with strategy and support, but it'll give you the ability to get that little nook, as we say in Scotland, a little nook of space, where you just start going, okay, I don't want to stay in this job forever. I want to be this. I feel a calling on my heart to be this, and I'm going to help you find how to get out of where you are while you're still where you are. Yeah? So this is what I wanted to bring to you today, and I'm very thankful that Mary gave me the opportunity, and that podcast opportunity came, and that came from me giving an opportunity. So it is blessed. So thank you very much. I've been Sian Young.
No, thank you so much, Sian. So the link, it may take a few minutes, but we're going to leave it up on the screen so that even if you take a picture of it, is that okay? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. If you are having difficulty with it connecting on your phones because of signals and stuff, we'll email it to you as well. So if you can take that as an action, that would be great. No, thank you. Thank you, Sian. Really appreciate that. I love what stood out for me. And again, write your takeaways down. Well-being is not survival. Well-being isn't a bolt-on. That is just so important, isn't it? And creating your space is also very important. I know my space is my car, as weird as that may sound. Right. So we are going to move on. We're going to do a little bit of interaction now. I'll leave our next lady to introduce that. Oyin Odesanya, founder of Revive, Restore and Ignite, which is a well-being and mindset coach business, seeking for healthier lifestyles through movement, mindset and evidence. If we can just all welcome Oyin to the stage. Move to Thrive. Is that okay? Hello.